this mic.
Oh,
We got Luke for 20 here. Luke's got to bounce at 3:30, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Talk.
Talk. We're live on the Twitter app.
Keep going.
Check. Hey now.
We're live up. We're live up. We're live up.
We are live on the Twitter app.
We're live up. Yep, we're good there. Nice. Attaboy. Hey, we're doing it. We're here, Powers.
The voices are hot on Twitter.
I can't believe there's a freaking Chelsea soccer match at Lincoln Financial Field. I don't even know. I didn't even think to check it.
It's a bad sport.
It's not. I'm not going to allow you to rip it.
I'm going to rip it.
I'm not going to allow that.
It's Phillies Mets. No one cares about soccer.
Oh, come on. This is a big deal.
Phillies Mets is bigger. What is this?
I don't know.
The Junior World Cup?
I have no idea.
Give me a break.
I have no idea. It's a big deal, though.
Kyle Schwarber's
we are live.
10 years of
so
service time is bigger than this current game.
We are live. So
shout out to Schwarber for 10 years of service time.
We do have tickets that we are giving away, all right? And Dazun, is that how you pronounce it again?
Let me give you my top 11 things today in Philadelphia that are bigger than this soccer game.
Do it. It is pronounced DAZN. What's up, bro? DAZN. It's pronounced. That's the name of the channel.
What is that?
Did you know that? That's how you pronounce it? That's who's airing these games. DAZN. So we are actually giving away a pair of tickets next week to, I'm going to give away, I think we're going to get FC Salzburg Real Madrid tickets.
Oh, I love soccer. Yeah, let's do it.
Does Ronaldo still play for Real Madrid?
I'll go see Ronaldo. That's about it.
Jeez. Jesus. Hey, Sam, can you hear us?
Probably not.
We got to figure out how we can get Sam involved here. We'll do that one way or the other. If not, Sam, you're going to be a great board op today.
Oh, I got an ad now.
Yeah, I got an ad so I can hear the station.
How about that game 6 last night?
Okay.
That's sick.
Sam, I'm told as long as you unmute yourself, we'll hear you during the broadcast when you power your mic up, just like how Bernard and Mark Henry Jr. do their show every Saturday. Except, and could I just say something about Mark Henry Jr. for a second?
Here we go.
I mean, dude, I love you. But come on, dude. Like, you are at the throats of Pico. Like, as if they're like, you know what, that Mark Henry Jr., we're going to get him today.
They don't want him to do his radio show tomorrow morning.
He's tweeting wildness.
Oh, is he tweeting about it now?
God, yeah.
Oh,
he's like, I want to go at people.
Here we go.
Good grief, Mark Henry Jr. I promise you. I'm with you. It's a terrible deal.
Most latest tweet, please fix my power, you scumbags.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't hear the station. Okay. So I think we should be up and running as far as the open is concerned. All right. Fingers crossed and away we go. And a good, beautiful Friday afternoon here in the Delaware Valley. I am Sean Brace. He is Luke Arcani. We got a lot of people rolling through here as we are live for Game 1, Phillies and Mets. Now, Luke, I am a man about town. I am a man that knows a thing or two about a thing or two when it's going down in the city of Philadelphia. Shame on me, because I did not know that one of the most popular clubs in soccer in the world is playing right now at Lincoln Financial Field. I knew there would be traffic. There's always traffic. It's a Friday. You got the beach people, everything all rolled up into one, and then you add the fact that Chelsea is playing at Lincoln Financial Field. Parking is not available anywhere. This place over here is not open just yet. The lots at Citizens Bank Park, they're not open just yet. So literally, I had to pretend that I was going to live casino. I parked for free.
Should have went.
And then walked over here. But
brutal.
I digress.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not caught up on soccer, so I don't know what's going on down here. What I do know what's going on down here is Phillies Mets tonight, tied at the top of the NL East. That right there is what matters in this city tonight. Phillies Mets, 3-game series. Phillies have lost their last 5 games against the Mets. So I think we all know the playoffs, the 3-game series in New York. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good series. I think it's going to be rowdy inside of there for the next few days. Some good pitching matches. We might have just had a goal scored over there.
We had a goal.
Late reaction. Crazy. We're watching the TV, but it seems like we got a goal over there. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a soccer guy.
You guys got to tune up on your soccer.
No. Trust me, that's the last thing I need to do.
And that's Sam Ostry back at the
World
studio.
Cup. You got the World Cup next.
No, I'll be ready for the World Cup. I only watch the tournaments that matter. I'll be ready for the World Cup.
And I believe.
Yeah, we got a goal, I think, about 30 seconds late here.
And I believe Sam. Oh, a little cross in the box. Oh no! See, that's the thing. People are just dying for anything, so they go nuts when a ball crosses into the box.
I should have known that wasn't a goal because I heard Chelsea's first goal when I was walking over here, and it was loud in there, real loud.
All right, so we got Sam Ostry back at the studio. He's going to be joining us via the stream as well. So this is good. This is a smooth operation, I promise you, folks. We are here, presented by the fine folks over at TickPick. Bird Gang, football season's coming. The link is already rocking. From fresh rookies to NFC showdowns, make sure you're part of all the action. We open up with the boys, and we're not going to stop until we get ourselves an NFC championship game at home. TickPick is the official fan experience partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Why TickPick, Luke Arcani? Funny you ask. Because no hidden fees and the lowest price guaranteed.
Aren't those fees the worst?
They are the worst.
They're the worst. They stink.
TickPick has been ahead of the game, I believe.
Yeah.
There is a law going in, regulation, might be state to state, but they are now trying to get the fees added in from the jump.
There's no point of fees. That's why you got to use TickPick.
Don't get benched. Grab your seats now at tickpick.com. All right, let's talk about the Phillies and Mets. That's why we're here. We got Game 6 to review. Of course, Game 7 to preview. Ooh. And, oh, by the way, there is a documentary out there on HBO Max that will be gaining more steam over the next 24 to 48 hours. And I would think, now I know we live in a different day and age, but S is going to hit the fan starting next week. And, of course, I'm talking about the Surviving Ohio State documentary that just came out. It is insane. I just watched it, and it is just jaw-dropping. And the only thing that goes through your mind is Penn State and, of course, what took place at Michigan State. But there's some major differences between Penn State, Michigan State, and what took place at Ohio State. We'll save that for later. Let's open up, though. Mets, Phillies. Mets are absolutely putrid right now.
Yeah, big time.
What's going on with the Mets, and should we expect that tonight, I guess? Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, well, I will say the Phillies have the advantage tonight. The Mets, their starter that was supposed to start tonight, Justin Hageman, pitched last night because they needed a pitcher last night. He was a call-up from AAA. The guy pitching tonight for them is also a call-up for AAA. That's kind of been where the Phillies are very strong in right now, is where the Mets are starting to falter. They started off the season really good on the mound, and the last few weeks have been pretty bad. So they have a minor league guy going for them tonight, and we got the one and only Zach Wheeler. Should be a good one. Zach Wheeler, a 1.80 ERA in his last 3 starts against the Mets. Fun fact: the Phillies have actually lost all 3 of those games. But yeah, hey now. No, I mean, it should be a good one. The Phillies just need to come out with some fire. Like what happened in Queens a few months ago was bad. They got pantsed for 3 games after getting knocked out by their division rival in the NLDS last year. This is a series where, listen, obviously, I would love 2 of 3. I would love a sweep. But I want the Phillies to come out with just absolute firepower. I think they need to come out tonight. They need to set the tone. And they need to show the Mets and prove to them that the Mets don't own us. The Phillies have lost 5 straight games against the Mets. Obviously, the sweep in Queens and then the last 2 in the NLDS last year. It's just a perfect time for the Phillies to really beat up on a division rival. The Mets have lost 6 in a row. They're 4-6 in their last 10. The Phillies obviously take 3 or 4 down in Miami. They're playing good baseball right now. Even after everything happens with Nick Castellanos, Rob Thompson, that all seems to be resolved, whatever happened there. But this is a tale of one team that's playing good baseball and one team that's not. But I think we all know the division games, no matter what happens, they're always close. And even if they're not close on the scoreboard, they just always feel close.
Yeah, look, we got you for another 10 minutes because you got to race across the street to get with Rob Thompson. Appreciate a couple minutes to start the show off here, Luke, as always. But bottom line is, as you just pointed out, it's a division battle.
Yeah.
Teams are in first place right now, tied at the top, 45 and 30. The juices are going to be there, and it's funny because you think about, and we were actually talking about this yesterday, Sam and myself, about, and it pains me to say it, but the New York sports fan deserves a little bit more credit these days.
Yeah.
I used to look at them as a little, over the top, just oversold, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, they're a good fan. There's a bajillion of them because, of course, we know how big Manhattan is and all that. But at the end of the day, they travel.
Yeah, they do.
And I tip my cap to
do.
them. So the juices are going to be going in there. It's going to be a packed house, probably 80% Phillies fans, but that 20% contingent of
loud.
Mets fans, they get rowdy.
Yeah, and if you ever realize, too, it's always right behind their dugout.
Yes.
Whenever it's Phillies-Mets, there's a big sea of Mets fans right behind the dugout.
Strategic.
The two best traveling fans in baseball are the Phillies and the Mets. I mean, I know it's Miami, but the Phillies fans took over Miami.
Yeah, they did.
Like, the Phillies fans take over everywhere we go, and the Mets fans not take over, but they show out wherever the Mets go.
Correct.
So it's going to be awesome. We got some Mets fans walking over in here already. It's going to be good. It's going to be a really, really, really awesome series.
Now, fans aside, we know it all takes place on the field. And as the Mets have lost 6 straight, you know that they're going to be ready to go for this one. But it's a tough spot. Again, DraftKings, where we're pulling up the numbers from, you're getting Wheeler at -203. Blade Tidwell making his second career start. That, to me, does not sound like an even playing field, and therefore there you see the -203.
Yeah, it's got to be tonight. If you're going to rout this team in one game, it's got to be tonight. And this is where, this is the perfect night tonight to just come out and just basically lay the hammer down. Show these guys that this isn't going to be an easy series for them, because the last 5 games they've beat up on us, the last 5 Phillies-Mets games. And this is a series where you need to come out. You need 7 from Wheeler tonight. You need Schwarber to go yard. You need the runs on the board. You can't make this game against a AAA pitcher with Zach Wheeler on the mound, a 2-1 Phillies lead going into the 8th. You have to come out and you have to beat up on them. You have to do what they did to you in Queens a few months ago, because they embarrassed us for those 3 games. Those games were never close. Even if they felt close and the score was close, they were never close. That's what the Phillies need to do tonight, and I think they will do it tonight. They've been playing really good baseball. I will say, Schwarber, 10 years of service today.
How about that?
That's always a little boost. I just feel like in the clubhouse, it's always just like a respect thing going around.
They make mention of it. They know. There'll probably be something in the locker room.
I think this is going to be a big win for the Phillies tonight.
Okay, good. We need it. I'll be in the house. It's a Father's Day present for my father-in-law. With my 2 brother-in-laws coming down. We're going to be getting rowdy. We'll be in section 109, I believe. So 6th row. And looking forward to it, as I think we have a no.
I wanted to say goal so bad.
Nah, man, no goal.
Damn.
But they get rowdy, man. It's pretty loud over there. I'll give them credit as far as that is concerned over there, too, as well. Lower bowl full. Doesn't look like upper bowl at all over there at Lincoln Financial.
No, there is. So they didn't sell the middle bowl. They sold the upper bowl.
Really?
There's fans in the upper bowl.
Wow.
Saw a
you
picture.
can see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Okay. Well, then that really does make sense as far as the parking is concerned. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for Philadelphia, the soccer world in general. I used to be Shawnee Soccer. It fell off a little bit for me.
You were a Man U guy, right?
Well, I still am.
Okay. Still are.
I guess you could qualify me as a fair weather fan to a point.
Okay.
They're not exactly the best team out there. But I am a diehard Philadelphia Union supporter who, oh, by the way, are kicking butt and taking names this year as well. So, and there's a goal. Now there.
Oh, they tied it up.
Tied it up.
Who's this team? Flamingo?
Flamingo. All right.
What the heck is that?
All right, so talk to me about some props before you get out of here. Once again, tonight, first pitch coming our way here at 6:45. 3 hours and 49 minutes, according to DraftKings Sportsbook here. What are we looking at for props? Is this a Schwarber day at the top or Trey Turner? What are we looking at for your mind as far as Phillies are concerned?
Yeah, I think if you're going to do anything, I think you want to just continue to ride the hot hands. Look to the hot ones. Look for Schwarber. Obviously a big bomb last night. He really needed that one. He was struggling. I think he was 4 for his last 41, I think somebody said. really struggling. He got back on the board last night. Big homer for Bryson Stott, obviously, in the third game of that series. He's really needed that. He's the guy that really needed to get out of something. So, I mean, I would look just towards the heavy hitters. Schwarber, Trey, both of those guys have obviously been having really good series. Specifically, Trey Turner's just been having an awesome season. I wrote a big thing the other day. I just think his season's somehow going under the radar. I don't want to stir up too much here as there's not a ton of Mets fans, but I mean, if you look at the OPS, Trey Turner's got a better OPS than Francisco Lindor this year.
Damn right.
So he's been having a really nice season. I think it's a good spot for Wheeler. Listen, this Mets lineup right now, if you look at some of the back end guys in these lineup, it's just not great. Mark Vientos is on the IL right now. It's just not a great back end of the lineup. I think we all know what the top half of that Mets lineup can do, obviously with Alonso, Soto, Lindor. But, you know, that 5 through 9 of that Mets lineup is just pretty brutal. So it should be a good night for Wheeler. He's always had a lot of success against his former team.
Yep.
So once again, I just think this has Phillies win written all over it to me.
6.5 strikeouts for Wheeler at minus 135. It is a little up there, but again, we know how dominant Zach Wheeler can be. Going up against Blake Tidwell's second professional start for the New York Mets. Was a high draft pick. A lot of expectations for this kid, I believe, back in 2022. But at the end of the day, this is the show, my friend, and this is a big-time game here in June. You know, it doesn't have the October vibes. It doesn't have the late September vibes. It just has a good feel to it right now that baseball means something.
What I need this Phillies-Mets – and listen, the Phillies-Mets rivalry is still great. It was great in the playoffs last year, even though we lost. I need the Phillies-Mets rivalry to be as good as Dodgers-Padres is right now. Did you see what went down last night? Dodgers-Padres.
Oh, yeah, man.
Absolutely unbelievable. Somebody may have just scored again, maybe. But, I mean, listen, man. Them hitting Tatis and the bench is clearing and Dave Roberts telling the Padres coach, said we'll talk after the game. And then the Padres going up and in on Shohei. Dude, I'll tell you what, that is the best rivalry in baseball right now.
Yeah, you know, look, I don't think I could put it in front of Sox-Yankees just because of – we were talking about this the other day. You know, it's Sox-Yankees. It's UNC-Duke. It's Ohio State-Michigan. But at the end, you know, like if there is going to be someone that overtakes it, that's how you do it.
It's that one.
You give me some tempers flaring. You give me some high and tight balls, and that is a goal. Flamingo is now on top 2-1. All right, nobody cares about that. But, Luke, we do care about you. You got a job to do for crossingbroad.com.
Yes, sir.
You're going to go run across the street?
I am.
What are you asking Rob Thompson? What do you want to hear? What's the deal?
Oh, man. Listen, I mean, I don't want to be the one, but I got to ask him how everything's going with Castellanos.
Oh, nice.
It does seem like we are going to get a Bryce Harper update today.
Oh.
So Harper did not travel to Miami. He stayed back in Philly. He did some dry swings yesterday. He did throw the ball for the first time yesterday. Seems like it seems from what we've heard that we should get maybe a timeline update today as far as that. That's really about it, though, right now. Just really want to know, you know, what's going to change because something of their approach going against the Mets needs to change from their last 5 matches.
You know what's changing for me?
What's changing
My
for
golf
you?
game.
Is it?
My lessons are kicking in.
Oh, there we go.
My lessons are kicking in.
Shot my first sub-80 round of the year yet.
How about this? You ready for this?
Yeah.
The shoulder. The shoulder is so important. And it's now I'm up. You know, the first step was changing my trajectory of my swing.
You were here, right?
Yeah.
You were down. Yeah.
So now I'm out with the club, and then now it's just the shoulder down.
It's the shoulder and the club face.
The shoulder.
That's all it is.
And then this is where it is. Am I around the green? Dude, he's got me hitting it. Contact every time. The logo of the glove. That's the secret there.
Is it?
The secret to the
It's the
sauce
hand in, yeah,
is again, shoulder out, right? Smooth, shoulder out, boom, come through, but logo of the glove down.
So that's been my biggest change this year is the only like real iffy part of my game in the past was my driver. It's just it was never consistent. All it was for me was a grip change. Slight grip change. My left hand goes over so you can see the logo a little more.
I am so.
You close the grip. That's all it is.
It's like heroin. I'm so addicted to golf right now. I'm taking
Best sport in the
lessons.
world.
I went to the driving range. I putted for 45 minutes.
Oh, there's nothing better.
Putted for 45 minutes.
Nothing better.
Let's go. Hey, man, enjoy the
Yes,
game.
sir.
You the best. Luke Arcani, once
Go
again.
Phils.
Read him at crossingbroad.com. Fantastic job, Luke Arcani. Hey, other side, we got to talk some NBA Finals. We got a Game 7. And, man, I'll tell you what. I would give my soul for the 76ers to have a player like T.J. McConnell. I would give my soul to have a guy like that on the Sixers roster. Wait, what's that? Oh, he was here before? Yeah, that's right. He has now officially stolen the show as far as NBA Finals is concerned. We got a Game 7 on Sunday. Sam Osh is going to join me on the other side. Live from the iHeartRadio studios back on City Line Avenue. I'm live from here at XFINITY Live for Phillies and Mets Game 1 presented by TickPick. Once again, TickPick is the only major ticket marketplace with no hidden fees. Download the app right now. No hidden fees means the price you see is the price you pay. No surprises. Check them out online at tickpick.com and be sure to download the app. Concerts, games, you name it, TickPick, your one-stop shop for all. More Daily Ticket after this.
You see what I see?
Her grandson's flashing his mom with a cannonball.
Make sure you shut the...
Having heart failure is hard enough, but now you're having trouble opening the sunscreen. Carpal tunnel acting up again?
Yep, and there are my stomach issues. And how tired I am. I could use it now.
Let's take a dip, and then we're calling your cardiologist to see what's going on, okay?
If you have heart failure and something's off, it may be ATTR-CM or transthyretin cardiac amyloidosis. It's a serious heart condition that gets worse over time. Vindamax, tafamidis, is a prescription pill taken once a day to treat adults with ATTR-CM to reduce death and hospitalization for heart problems. Tell your doctor about all your medications, medical conditions, and if you have liver problems or breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. There are no known side effects with Vindamax. For prescribing information, call 1-877-278-9632. Learn more at Vindamax.com.
Seeing what I see? Ask your doctor about ATTR-CM.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
CEOs you should know, brought to you by Comcast Business. Jennifer Lawson, President and CEO of Keep America Beautiful.
We believe that everyone deserves to live in a clean, healthy, and beautiful community. And for us, that means engaging people in opportunities to help clean up their community, to make decisions about how and where work needs to be done in their community, to improve recycling rates, to improve education around the importance of not littering. And then the whole green side of the equation, which for us is about tree planting and flowers and the power of beauty to improve health, drive action, and really help people get inspired and to love where they live.
And how do you do that?
Through a network of 750 affiliates across the country, we help communities manage litter in their towns. We organize volunteers for litter cleanups. We host recycling events. We provide recycling education, litter education, and then we help plant trees and flowers in parks and oftentimes in private streets and areas responding to disasters. You can learn more about Keep America Beautiful at www.kab.org, and you can find all our social channels there. We're across all the normal platforms, and we welcome your engagement.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched, sleep at night.
Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After grabbing a series win in Miami, the Phillies are back home. They'll face the Mets. Philadelphia tied with New York now for first in the NL East. Phillies right-hander Aaron Nola, he'll miss more time after he suffered a ribcage injury while rehabbing his sprained ankle. He's on a 60-day IL now. And the LA Dodgers are delaying plans to unveil initiatives to assist immigrant communities after federal agents tried to enter their ballpark yesterday. I'm Scott Davidson.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play.
Powers, you want to put this thing back in my ear? Station? She should be coming back here. All right, we're back. Yeah, let me. Yes, you're going to keep the computer on the thing unmuted. Don't touch that at all. Even during break. All you got to do is power the pod off and on and bring it down. That's it. Powers will handle everything from here on the unmuting and muting. All right, so I'm looking at the log now. So we got another 3 minutes, and it's the top of the hour. Let's just run this. I'll fix
social media and digital. And we can even get local voices like mine spreading the word about your business. If you're looking for someone to take care of it all, do yourself a favor right now. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com today.
Today doesn't have to suck. Break through your day-to-day boredom by downloading Call of Duty Mobile for free and enjoy fun games featuring your favorite Call of Duty maps, modes, and operators. Plus tons of new mobile content anywhere, anytime. Available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download for free now. Rated M.
This Prime Day, July 8th to the 11th, you can get a great deal on a new foot spa, transforming you into the queen of kicking it.
Wait, bubble tips.
Okay. Shop great deals this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.
Is reviewing life insurance on your list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called Select Quote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with Select Quote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-743-8080. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for you, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the number one pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
40 seconds.
Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product
Number one radio set and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. DAS.
All right, here we go.
Philadelphia is Fox Sports Radio, the Gambler.
Hey now. Up and running live from XFINITY Live right here at 1100 Social. I'm talking about the place that Green Legion broadcasts every single Sunday throughout the course of Eagles home games right here at 1100 Social. Sean Brace live once again, getting you ready for all things Phillies and Mets. Game one with a big-time match of Chelsea and Flamingo happening right across the street at Lincoln Financial Field. where I did not put 2 and 2 together. I have known that there is a bunch of soccer games, big-time clubs, all of that good stuff happening here in Philadelphia, but did not factor in that might be going down on a Friday. Oh, by the way, yeah, beach traffic. Oh, by the way, Friday madness. Oh, by the way, Phillies and Mets. Yeah, it was a little anarchy, to say the least, just to find a parking spot. So if you are coming down here, trust me when I tell you, take your time. If you can, SEPTA. Once again, SEPTA. All right, let's do this. Sam Ostry back at the studio. Co-host with me every single Thursday, writes for the folks over at The Score. Hop on the stream, Sam, if you could. Love to get you involved with this conversation because I am going to pivot, as they say, shift gears. Little F1 there. Little NASCAR as I'm going up to Pocono on Sunday. And I want to talk some NBA hoops with you, sir. So with that being said, Sam Ostry, are you with me?
I'm with you. You got me?
Beautiful. I got you loud and clear. We're working through it. You know, it's a work in progress. That's all. Oh, there you are on the screen, too, as well. That's a little delayed. Nice. You look great. You've been working out, man. At the F1, the red carpet pictures, everybody had something to say about your chest.
I did hear that, too. I've been working out a little bit. I don't want to say like I'm in the gym 7 days a week, but I like to get in there 4 or 5 days a week if I can. I got to admit that people were giving me grief for that because I was puffing my chest out a little bit. I wasn't doing that intentionally. I had to hide my hands behind my back and I was puffing my chest out.
All right, Powers, if you could give me a little juice in my headset, just a little bit. Thank you, buddy. All right, we got Sam Ostry with us, and, of course, he does all things NBA for us and then some. So, Sam, I want to start with Game 6. And you know, I think we often get carried away, and it's always about, like, who ultimately gets the final laugh and who wins it. But, man, I can't help, and it's not over. And you think by forcing a Game 7, but I'm just so blown away by this Pacers team and everything that they have brought this whole series and, of course, this whole NBA playoff run together and to be able to force a Game 7. And, you know, look, a part of me last night was really disappointed with Oklahoma City and the way that they played that game. But even if you got an A-plus performance from Oklahoma City, I don't think that they were beating Indiana. Pacers were ready. That building believed. And, of course, they are now back to OKC for a do-or-die win it all Game 7. And I got bad news for all Oklahoma City fans. The previous 2 Game 7s after the team has forced a Game 7 being down 3-2, translation meaning the team who won Game 6, they went on to win Game 7 as well. So, Sam, big picture conversation about the Pacers. To me, granted, nobody's won a championship. That's the story. The fact that we have a Game 7 and the Pacers have just shown out every single time with their backs against the wall. Now this is one for everything, do or die, Game 7 on Sunday night in OKC.
It doesn't get better than this. This is why we watch the Raptors and the Rockets. And even though the Rockets had a great season, this is why we watch the Raptors and the Hawks in January. This is why we watch those March blowouts. It's from moments like this. The 5th Game 7 in the last 35 years. Wow. It's that special and that rare of a moment. The first since 2016, and you just said it. The third time. It's actually the Lakers were down 3-2. The Heat were down 3-2 in 2013. The Lakers were in 2010. And then the Cavs were down 3-2 in 2016. All came back from a 3-2 deficit in that series to win it. And now the Pacers have an opportunity to do the same. But it doesn't get better than this. This is the best moment in sports, the best story in sports when you have a historically great Thunder team that just won 68 games, second best net rating in NBA history during the regular season, only to the 95-96 Bulls, a historically great defense. Shea has the opportunity to cap off season, one of the great individual seasons we've seen in a long time, where he could win regular season MVP and finals MVP for the first time since LeBron in 2013. And then on the other side, you have the Pacers. You have the Pacers, a team that would be the most improbable underdog championship run in a long, long time. So this is what the NBA season's made of. It's for Game 7. It's for moments like this.
Amen to that, Sam. Well put. And yes, I want to ask you, did you have 6 or 7 in this series? What'd you have?
No, I had 5. I had OKC at 5.
Somebody from the Gambler Gang was saying 7.
I think it was Mark Henry. It was Mark Henry.
Wow.
And Sean Bernard deserves credit for the Pacers' love, too. Both those guys.
Okay. Well, yeah, credit where credit is due, and fantastic call by both of those guys. Because I thought Oklahoma City would have ended it last night. I did. Haven't been all that good since essentially game 2 of this series. Was able to pull out a victory games 1 and 2. Happened on TJ McConnell, though. Won't lie about that. That and Obi Toppin. And let's go ahead and transition over to TJ. I am blown away by everything he is bringing to the table. And yes, I am surprised. I know what TJ has been able to do in his professional career. We watched it here for a disaster of a franchise. But, man, we're talking about the NBA Finals. We're talking about 25 minutes off the bench. He has 12 shots. He pulled down 9 rebounds last night. 9. 1 offensive board. He had 6 assists. Again, off the bench in limited role. And this dude is not just making a difference in the game. Like, he is putting such a dent to the point that Oklahoma City, dare I say, has to come up with some sort of defensive scheme for Game 7 when McConnell's on the floor. He is a menace out there right now, and I did not see that coming. Unbelievable performance, TJ McConnell. He has gone over his player point prop in all 6 games and just continues to tear it up, and he is a ton of fun to watch. Sam, I'd love for the Sixers to get a guy like that. How can they get a guy like that?
It's a good question. You know, they definitely didn't have anyone like that back in the day, right?
Unbelievable.
Here's what I'll say about TJ McConnell. He embodies everything that is the Indiana Pacers. This is a team and a group that was a complete underdog the last 3 series. Against the Cavs, they were an underdog. Against the Knicks, they were an underdog. In this series against the Thunder, they've been an underdog in every single game. The odds makers and the books have given them no respect. They've been an underdog in every game despite winning half of them. And that's who TJ McConnell is. This is a 6-foot white dude who's carved out an exceptional NBA career for himself. Those don't exist in the NBA. 6-foot white dudes do not exist in the NBA who are not absurd athletes, and he's not. And to have the career that he's had, to be not just a bench player, a serious impact player on a team that is 1 game away from capturing the first NBA Finals in franchise history, you can't say enough good things about his mentality, his grit, his underdog approach, and that's also how the Indiana Pacers have approached these entire playoffs, and that's why they're in this position where they just smacked OKC at home, or the Pacers were at home, but they just smacked OKC last night, and have an opportunity to win the title.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Right back to you. How disappointed were you in Oklahoma City's performance last night? You know, I don't want to make it to be easier than it is, because I understand that these guys are professionals and the Pacers deserve to be in this spot. They got some great players with Siakam. Halliburton was limited to a point, but still looked great out there in flashes. 14 he finished with. Again, you're getting a great coaching performance for Carlisle, who's already won a championship. A great play off the bench. That place was on fire. So I'm not trying to make it easier than what it should be, number 1. But number 2, man, win that game and you win your first NBA championship. They will talk about you for the rest of your life. If you lose Game 7, nobody will remember anything about the Oklahoma City Thunder ever, ever, ever again. Nobody will talk about this team and how dominant they were. Everybody will say how fraudulent they were for them to lose an NBA championship that they literally had in their hands. How disappointed were you in their performance last night in Game 6?
People doubted OKC all season, and the reason was because of their youth and because of their inexperience. And so far from most of these playoffs, including a Game 7 win over the Nuggets, their youth and inexperience, they've overcome all of that because they've been dominant through stretches, and they have so much depth and so much top-end talent where that hasn't mattered. But what you've seen in every single series this playoffs is their youth has shown up, and it showed up in a big spot. They were up 3-0 on the Grizzlies going back to the first game of the series, or 2-0 on the Grizzlies. In Game 3, they were down 30 points in that game, and they ended up coming back and win because they're much better than the Grizzlies, but that shows their lack of focus when they have an opportunity to seize a special moment. Same thing happened a couple times against the Nuggets. They just took their foot off the gas, including in that Game 6, which forced the Game 7, which Oklahoma City ultimately won. And then you go back to last series when they're up 3-0 on the Wolves, they get killed by the Wolves. This is a team that looked young last night. And it was a team that lacked focus. They lacked energy. Really, they were up 10-2 from the game and from the opening tip. And then since then, it was all the Pacers. The Pacers flipped the script on them, where the Pacers were the team turning OKC over a ton. OKC had 21 turnovers. That is very uncharacteristic for them, a team that does not turn the ball over. So they looked young, and their youthfulness and inexperience showed up. And it has other times in the playoffs that we've seen. So I don't necessarily mean that disqualifies them from actually winning a Game 7 because of their youth. but it showed that lack of focus and that lack of energy showed last night.
All right. Sam Ostry back at the studio. I'm live from XFINITY Live right now outside 1100 Social, home of our Green Legion tailgates every Sunday for the Eagles home games. Actually, every Eagles home game, as they're often playing Monday night and so on and so forth. It is a zoo down here. It is just craziness. There's cops everywhere. This game is about to end, so of course they know that these soccer fanatics are about to empty into the streets over here, so they're being prepared.
Soccer fans are nuts.
Yeah, and that stadium is filled, and it's rocking. So they're being prepared for it. But, oh, no, get your butt down here. Phillies and Mets, Game 1, going down this evening. 6:45 first pitch. Zach Wheeler on the mound. Phil's a big-time -203 favorite. Sam and I are talking all things NBA Finals. Let's get a look at Game 7. But before we do that, I'll tell you what, Mike Powers, who's helping out behind the scenes, doing a bang-up job. Again, Powers Production. It is hot out here. The sun was shining. And I'll tell you what, it's a good thing that I did bring my Wear SPF, because if you're looking for sun protection that actually works and feels great, Wear SPF by PGA Pro Justin Thomas has you covered on and off the course. Dermatologist tested, sweat resistant. It's broad spectrum SPF that won't mess up your swing or your skin. How about that? From the first tee to everyday life, protect yourself like the pros. Shop now at wearspf.com. That's wearspf.com. They're available wherever you get all of your suntan lotion and products, including Amazon. Stay sun safe all year long. Wearspf.com. I got my can ready to go. Big time game, of course, all weekend long. Big series here at Citizens Bank Park, and we are live at XFINITY Live. Now, Sam, back to Game 7 here. Pacers, 7.5-point dogs, 215.5. OKC, of course, home favorite. We knew that would have been the case. However, are you surprised that this did not reach the double-digit mark as far as 10, 11.5, which is the highest number we've seen? I believe in Game 2 we saw that number at 11.5, which ultimately the Oklahoma City Thunder blew the doors off the Pacers and did cover that number. Now, I'm curious where we stand as far as this conversation is concerned with you. Where are we at right now at 7.5? How are you feeling about the Indiana Pacers going down there at plus 235 and winning the NBA championship, sir?
It's funny because the books are finally starting respecting the Pacers a little bit, but the respect level still shows that they're only they're 7.5-point dogs. It opened at 8.5. It's been bet down to 7.5. That when it opened at 8.5, that was the largest Game 7 favorite in NBA, or Game 7 line in NBA history.
Oh, I believe
it was that big because that's just an absurd number for a Game 7. You go back, look at some of the Game 7s. Like I said earlier, there's only been 5 in NBA history, but a lot of them have been close. You go back and look at that 2016 Warriors Cavs game. We know with the LeBron chase down block, with the Kyrie Irving shot, that was a close game. The 2013 Spurs Heat game, that was a close game. The Lakers Celtics in 2010. Very competitive game. It's rare when we get the Game 7s and they're not competitive. So you see that kind of in the second round and first round where you get a Game 7 and then just ultimately the blowout, kind of like OKC's Game 7 against the Nuggets in the second round. They just blew the doors off the Nuggets. You don't see that in the NBA Finals. I mean, this is it. This is everything you have. You empty the can. It's the last game of the regular season. Everything you possibly have on the line for World Championship. I'm shocked that this number is still 7.5. Odds makers have disrespected the Pacers this entire playoff run and this entire series, really. So anyone who's been a big Pacers supporter, like Mark Henry, like Sean, should have been profiting, because they just have no respect for the Pacers. And I think this is another test where it's like, yes, the Thunder have covered every game they've won in this series, which is 3 games, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pacers are too good to discount where it's a 7.5-point spread. I think this is a super tight, contested game. It's going to be electric atmosphere in OKC. So I think that 7.5 is a little too much and just shows the disrespect, where the odds makers have been disrespectful to the Pacers the entire season, the entire playoffs, this entire series, and they'll be disrespectful to them right until the very end, a Game 7 for all.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing I did grab was Pascal Siakam 11-1 as far as NBA Finals MVP is concerned. He is now down to plus 370. Oh, yeah, that's my father-in-law, Greg, delivering the goods there. We'll put that one down right there. The Kings in the house. We'll get those guys up in a little bit. But here's the deal. Pascal Siakam right now at plus 370. Again, this was my angle. I'm not it's Einstein over here by no means. I'm not trying to tell you that I'm the sharpest sports gambler, but I did say, you know what, I would rather take a piece of Pascal Siakam at 11-1 than the Pacers to go on and money line or cover the spread, because if they do win this series, Pascal Siakam is most likely going to be the MVP. Could it be Halliburton? Sure. Could the voters possibly be tossing TJ McConnell's name out there at 100-1? Maybe they could get cute. Again, he's got to have a monster performance and be a true difference maker in Game 7 for them to win, if that is the case. But I put my money where my mouth was, took a little piece, small sprinkle on Siakam at 11-1. He's now down to plus 370. That's a good grab by me. I'll go ahead and tip my cap to myself on that one. Jalen Williams.
My cap to you as well, because that's an awesome play.
There you go. Jalen Williams is at 11-1 right now. Halliburton 11-1, and then the favorite, of course, is SGA at minus 205. Any shot McConnell has a play in this?
No, I mean, we talked about yesterday, the voters like to get cute. Yeah. That would be getting absurdly cute if they somehow gifted McConnell the MVP here. I mean, he's been really impactful, but as a bench player, everyone MVP, Finals MVP? Probably not. Iguodala was in that starting lineup, I believe, for most of that series against the Cavs in 2015. So I don't think a bench player's ever won MVP, and I'd be shocked. I do love the Pascal Siakam play, because if the voters gave Siakam the MVP in the Eastern Conference Finals, when Halliburton had a game where you're 32, 15, and 12 and 0 turnovers, how could they possibly reward Halliburton in this series? And it's good for the Pacers that it was a blowout game last night, because I don't think Halliburton looked injured at all. I know people were arguing with me a little bit, and they saw that Halliburton was moving gingerly or whatever. I didn't see that. I thought he moved really well, but the Pacers benefited from a blowout because they could only play him 23 minutes, or only had to play him 23 minutes, which presumably will get him more rest, and he has another 2 days off before that Game 7, so that calf should heal up even more. But I think Pascal Siakam's been the best player these last few games, and I think this is his to win if the Pacers close it out, unless we see a historic performance from Halliburton.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Great stuff from Sam Ostry. Once again, read him over at The Score. Fantastic job behind the scenes, helping us get this show on the radio. Of course, Powers and Company behind the scenes, a true Powers production. As this game is led up over there across at Lincoln Financial Field, it looks like Flamingos beat the blue team. No, I kid. Chelsea 3-1. How about that? That might be a little bit of an upset.
Grace, this is a preview. This is all next summer. That's why they're doing this. A Club World Cup. It's a preview to get the clubs involved for next summer. This is going to be our entire world next summer, when you have all these international teams and crazy international fans coming in.
You think we're making it to 2026? That's cute. That's cute.
What, you read the news these days? You reading the
news? Exactly. Hey, man, great stuff. Of course, we'll get you back on before we get out of here. I got you till 5 o'clock. I think Power's going to be hanging out and doing some fun stuff. He's got some Mets friends in the building. Yeah, we might have to put a stop to that. I don't know if these microphones are going to work with anybody that's going to be preaching any Mets gospel. I kid. We got nothing but love. You know who I do have love for, though? Of course I got love for Powers. I got love for my guy, Sheffield Shuffler, who rolled in with the biggest freaking hat I've ever seen in my life. This thing is a monster. I believe it's the Foco joint, right? Foco? F-O-C-O? Oh, nogginboss.com. Could you show the people? Could you show them? Dude, that thing is Sheffield Shuffler. Pete is going to be joining me for the next hour. We're going to have a lot of fun. Of course, we're going to talk some baseball here. We're going to get into a little bit of the Cubbies as they are looking good. Of course, we got some fireworks that are happening out there in the West Coast between San Diego and the L.A. Dodgers. And can we get a little bit of that tonight between the Mets and the Phillies? You got to love it. We got a lot to discuss. Getting you ready for Game 1 live at XFINITY Live. And, folks, as I said, man, we got a lot of sponsors that are helping us, getting us through today. I do want to give a huge shout-out to the fine friends over at GERHARDS. It's grilling and chilling season, baby. GERHARDS Appliances, they have you covered. Here's the deal. Brand new showrooms in King of Prussia and Phoenixville. If you are in the area of Phoenixville and King of Prussia, get to those showrooms. They're unbelievable. Lowest prices out there as possible, man. You are not going to believe what Gerhardt's has to offer. And here's the deal. I just found out on how they get their pricings. They literally update at every 15 minutes. They get a price point check. And then this way, then they'll take it to the sales staff, and then they'll go ahead and put the right numbers, giving you the lowest price available out there. You get the best customer service, beautiful localized showrooms, everything at your hands right there online at GERHARDSappliances.com. Trust me when I tell you, if you are in the market right now for a brand new appliance, check them out online at GERHARDSappliances.com. Sheffield Shuffler joins me on the other side, live from XFINITY Live. More after this.
J-Roy. Get the Daily Ticket with Sean Ross, 3 to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday.
The Pacers had a golden opportunity to take control of the NBA Finals, and they blew it in Game 4. Yes, it's a best of 7. I get it. Anything can happen. But that night in Indiana, all they had to do was protect home court, never needing to steal one on the road. They let it slip. Now with Games 5 and 7, if needed, in Oklahoma City, the finals are firmly in the Thunder's grasp. Still, the point spread feels disrespectful. Pacers are no fluke. They're gritty, battle-tested, and playing with purpose. Expect tight, competitive games the rest of the way.
If you can wager on it, we're talking about it right here on The Gambler.
iHeartRadio Music Festival
Presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there.
For a weekend full of superstar performances, never before seen collaborations, and once in a lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Westbound Schuylkill calling Vare to the Vine Expressway and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound Heavy Blue Route to Belmont and Boulevard to South. 95 northbound stop and go Girard up to Bridge. Southbound Jan Cotman to the Betsy Ross. Large Hotel total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
I have heart failure, and being out of breath all the time was just too much.
My lower back pain was interrupting family time. My carpal tunnel syndrome was taking me away from work. That's why I talked to my cardiologist about my symptoms.
That's why I talked to my cardiologist.
That's why I talked to my cardiologist and discovered I had ATTR-CM, or transthyretin cardiac amyloidosis.
If you have heart failure and new or worsening symptoms, it could be ATTR-CM. ATTR-CM is a serious heart condition often accompanied by other non-heart-related symptoms. Talk to your cardiologist today and see what's possible. Vindamax, tafamidis, is a prescription pill taken once a day to treat adults with ATTR-CM to reduce death and hospitalization for heart problems. Tell your doctor about all your medications, medical conditions, and if you have liver problems, are breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. There are no known side effects with Vindamax. For prescribing information, call 1-877-278-9632. Learn more at Vindamax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Looking for sun protection that actually works and feels great? Wear SPF by PGA Pro Justin Thomas has you covered, both on and off the course. Dermatologist tested and sweat resistant, it's broad spectrum SPF that won't mess up your swing or your skin. From the first tee to everyday life, Wear SPF is a high-performance skincare collection that helps you protect yourself like the pros. It's par for the course. Shop now at wearspf.com and stay sun safe all year long. That's wearspf.com.
Mature.
Who owns the summer? Who's got the hottest professional 3-on-3 basketball league of the summer? Excuse me. Summer in the city. Big Three's back. Tune in to CBS. Bites all summer long. That's right. I give you Ribbon 3, the best 3-on-3 basketball league in the world. Don't miss the incredible showdown. Play in the game like it's meant to be played with your favorite big three players like Dwight Howard, Michael Beast, Jordan Crawford, Gerald Green, Kemba Walker, Jason Richardson, ISO Joe Johnson, Montrezl Harrell, and many more. You'll also see the legendary and Hall of Fame coaches like Michael Cooper, Calvin Murphy, David Jackson, Nick Young, Nancy Lieberman, and Julius Dr. J. Irving, George the Iceman Gervin. In the 2024 3 champion Gary Payton, fire the grill, and bring in the family. It's Big 3, baby. Summer in the city. And we got a special halftime musical guest. Tune into CBS Advice all summer long. Oh, yay.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner, so he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at TopDogLaw.com. Once again, that's TopDogLaw.com.
Don't worry. Excuse me. Don't worry, Sammy. I got you, baby. It is the Daily Ticket. We're coming to you live from XFINITY Live here on a beautiful Friday in the wonderful city of Philadelphia. My friend, the great Sheffield Shuffler, joining us for the next hour.
What's up, Brace?
Pete, what's good, baby? How you doing?
Dude, happy to be here. Beautiful day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Phillies, Mets. I'm excited. It's going to determine first place for the NL East. Let's do it.
Let's do it. What are you wearing?
It's a hat. It's just a regular normal size hat by Noggin Boss.
It's a regular
normal size hat for my big head. I'm sure you've seen Gilly wear it.
Yes.
Gilly's got the one with the Eagles.
Yes.
Blow the whistle. So they reached out to me. They sent me one. They're not officially licensed with MLB yet, so that's why it just says Philly.
So
but,
cool.
Hey, we'll wear it.
So cool.
God help who sits behind me at the
How
game.
hot are you?
No, it's actually not bad. It's got like a styrofoam
Oh,
thing in
okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, they worked through it.
Yeah.
And then how did they get that to you? Big box?
Big box. Yeah. Big old box that they send with
You-
Noggin Boss on it.
Our president, and he does it all, host of the great podcast Swingin' and Ding It, Moose. He actually has one with the Swingin' and Ding It logo,
Custom.
which is hysterical. With all love and respect, I feel like that is a hat that you would wear. I feel like that's a hat that I would wear.
Yeah, definitely.
Him, I could not believe my own eyes when I saw Jeff Moore, Moose, with one of those hats on. Nice work by you guys. Excellent
It's only a
stuff.
couple places you can get away with wearing this, Brace. You know, same thing with the overalls.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's here. You're not wearing this at a wedding, funeral. It's got to just be here.
And Chef made a huge name for himself last year. I mean, he's always done it on the timeline and everything. But I remember last year, you, Tonka, and Chase were running around, weren't you guys?
Yes, yeah, with all the chef stuff. We had a Jeff Hoffman, Stubbs, Schwarber. We did little
Hysterical.
things for him.
Hysterical.
Just supporting the boys.
That's
dude.
what it's all about,
It's here to
man.
support the boys of Philadelphia.
We got a first place ball club. We're acting up, having some fun here at XFINITY Live. Now, we were talking before the show here, before the hit, and I was telling Chef about this idea I had. It's nothing that has never been done before, as usual. But in the content space, it's always about snapping the fingers on the moment or at that present time, people's instant reactions, like authentic. That's what it's about, right? So I have this awesome camera, this old school camera. It's very television, old school-esque. I use it at my house. It's got an unbelievable tripod. It's real. I took this thing on a flight with me, man, and it's heavy, very durable. So what I was going to do was set it up. I had this vision of all these Phillies fans going over in the corner, walking over here, getting ready for Citizens Bank Park, and of course going into the game. I had the sign printed out, presented by TickPick, named the one Met player that gets your blood boiling, and in quotation marks, parentheses, excuse me to be exact, past or present. And I was going to do that, and I bailed on it because of the hooligans.
Yes, yeah. These soccer fans, they're nuts, right?
But I think I should have done it no matter what.
We can still do it. I have my camera.
All right.
We can still do it.
Is there a Met player that boils your blood, whether it's past or present?
It's recency. It's got to be Juan Soto.
Ooh, Juan Soto, really?
I think he's an attention. You can't say a W word. Attention-seeking kind of guy. Crybaby, whatever.
Wow.
I guess he just kind of bothers me a little bit. Honestly, Brace, I don't hate players and teams as much as a lot of other people.
Understood.
I just more so root for my team. There's not so much hate because I love the game of baseball and I appreciate players and what they do. So I don't have too much hate in my heart for baseball players.
You know who it is for me right now,
Tell me.
present day? Brandon Nemo.
Okay.
Nemo, whatever his name is. He irks me, Powers. He irks me.
Jeff McNeil, then. I'll give you Jeff
McNeil is
he's
one
a
of
little
those,
squirrely looking
Yeah,
guy.
one of those guys as well. And then if we could go old school, there was nobody that ruffled the feathers like Jose Reyes. Jose. Yeah, no one ruffled the feathers. Like, that dude would get up there, and he would do the dancing. And, look, they had a little bit of a run. They were a good team, but they did have that colossal collapse in 07. Of course, was it 07 or 08? Not to bring up bad yeah, it was both.
Let's make Powers feel better. Who's someone that you appreciate?
David Wright.
David Wright.
David
Okay.
Wright. That dude has done it right from the beginning. No pun intended. And look, to do it in that city and to play as well as he did, he delivered. And he's off the radar. He seems like a normal dude. He's got like a Jeter vibe to him.
Yeah, the captain.
Minus the rings.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Derek Jeter.
Powers, I'd say Edwin Diaz. I think Edwin Diaz really brought a lot of electricity to the closer role, giving Timmy trumpets. That is something that baseball needs. They shouldn't cut to commercial when they bring him in. They should follow him from the bullpen all the way out to the field. The lights go off. It's electric. It's exciting. That's what gets people involved in the game. So Edwin Diaz.
Look at this picture of you right now. It's just hysterical. I love it.
Yeah,
we are
wild.
broadcasting live. Hey, since we are down here, we got some great presenting sponsors. I've already been plugging, of course, TickPick, the official fan experience partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Football season around the corner.
Yes.
TickPick.com. Of course, wear SPF. You got to stay protected, people. Wear SPF. Check them out online at wearspf.com. It's Justin Thomas's from the PGA Tour, his own brand. GERHARDS, who we've just partnered up with and did some unbelievable things last week. And we got some huge future items coming our way, especially with that brand new showroom out there in King of Prussia. If I could, though, I want to throw a quick plug to the fine friends over at Hank's. There's been a lot of Hank's beverages around the iHeartRadio offices, and every one that I have tried, no BS, is so freaking tasty. Look, I've had the Hank's root beer. It's a Philly classic. Yeah, of course. But here's the deal. New Hank's Zero Soda. It gives you that soda flavor you love with zero sugar, zero artificial ingredients. I'm telling you right now, give it a shot. Perfect for the shore, perfect for your favorite hoagie, perfect to mix into an adult beverage. You just got to do you. That's all there is to it, all right? Check out the new Hank's Zero Soda. Check them out at hanksbeverages.com. And you know where Hank's is available at your local bodegas, your corner stores, Wawa's, all across the region. Just check out the Hank's and make sure you give that new Hank's Zero Soda a shot. I'm a fan of the bubblies. I'm a fan of the zero cal stuff. So like when I had this last week or 2 weeks ago, tremendous.
Two big boys over here. Someone that can appreciate low cal, no sugar, baby. We don't want diabetes in our 40s. That's what me and Brace are trying to avoid here.
Definitely not. All right, Chef, let's talk a little baseball. What do you say here? It's surprising somewhat that these two teams are in first place, and not so much that part, right, that they're in first place. You know what is surprising? The fact that the Atlanta Braves are just non-existent. They have nothing to say about it.
They are, but they helped the Phillies. They swept the Mets, which was huge. And I also want to say this. I agree. I think the Braves are puddling a little bit, But when they won the World Series, they went 44-44 before the All-Star break, and they won without Ronald Acuna Jr. So don't count out the Braves. They have so much talent.
Good stat.
On paper. They could be a spoiler. They might not make it. They could be a spoiler. They could come in very big, just like they're doing right now. They knocked down the Mets. They swept them. So keep an eye on the Braves. 44-44 the same year they won the World Series, so we'll see.
34-39 right now. They did just sweep the Mets, so that's something they could possibly build off of right there. I feel like people have been begging for the Braves to do something, right? Like, oh, watch out, now's the time for the Braves, and they just haven't been able to hit the gas pedal. But to your point, a lot of baseball left.
There is. We're not even at the All-Star break yet.
Not even at the All-Star break. How about your Cubbies? 45-29 on top of the Central. How surprised are you there?
Very surprised. Mostly from the bullpen. Cubs have one of the best bullpens in baseball. Drew Pomerantz, who was a starter out of nowhere. Genesis Cabrera.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys that Daniel Palencia, who throws 102 heat. Very exciting from the Cubs, especially a Cubs team that we didn't expect their bullpen to be so good. Top tier in baseball. And the thing with the Cubs is they can score every single inning. They could be down by 3 in the 7th. This game is not over. They score. PCA, if the season ended today, Brace, Pete Crow Armstrong's your NL MVP.
Wow. I don't know if I agree with that, but
it's hard not to.
He's having a great season. You're right about that. And I love the 3 initials, the PCA.
PCA.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Look, I had the Cubbies winning that Central. I was just hopeful, to be honest with you, more than anything, that the Cubs would do it. Get a little bored of the Cardinals and, the Brew Crew. Like, give me some new blood there. So it's pulling for the Cubs. And, of course, I'm a big De La Cruz or O'Neill Cruz fan. So either one of those two teams between the Reds and the Pirates would have been fun as well. But Cubs, absolutely the lovable losers.
Yep,
and I also want to
been
say
their moniker.
this. And I also want to say this, Chef. Mike Powers is my right-hand man. Love this dude. Does an unbelievable job for us.
Incredible human.
How about this? Has us going out there to Chicago, possibly checking off a bucket list item for the end of the month. We're going to, or end of July, we're going to go out for the national show. Of course, the Philly show here locally, but the national show, the national card show. Stephanie Smalls is going to be out there. I was talking to her the other day, so she'll be stopping by. But the Cubs and the Orioles are playing 3-day games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are making one of them, one way or another. I don't care if it's the Sunday and we fly home Sunday night. I don't care if we work a double Friday, Sunday, whatever it is, we have to make. It's a bucket list item. Wrigley's a bucket list item for me.
I mean, I lived on the corner of Sheffield and Addison, and it's hard to explain to people who haven't been there how special it is. There's a kid that I follow, and he was just there this weekend, and he messaged me and said, I understand now why people say it's the heaven of baseball. It's one of the oldest stadiums in baseball. Very special, in the middle of a neighborhood. You got Lakeshore Drive. You got a lake with the skyscrapers right behind it. It's a beautiful city for 3 to 4 months out of the year, and I love it. I miss it a little bit. I love my new home, but I do love Chicago.
Yeah, I've been to Chicago before, but we did not go to a game at Wrigley. I think the boys went a little earlier than me the day before, and they ended up going for a Billy Joel concert, believe it or not, at Wrigley, which was fun, they said. But if I'm going to Wrigley, I got to catch the Cubs. I grew up on the Cubs. I grew up on the Cubs, the Mets, the Braves, the Phillies, the Yankees. When I lived in Wilmington, North Carolina, this was way back in the day, way back in the early 80s, I was able to get all 5 of those teams on television. It was UPN 9 for the Mets. It was WGN for the Cubs. It was TBS for the Braves. WPIX, I believe, for the Yankees. And I'm talking about old school announcers. I fell in love with baseball. I wanted to be a play-by-play announcer because of those games. And the Cubs were always just a fun team to watch with, of course, the great Harry Carey on the
There's still time, Brace. You can still become an announcer. I believe in you.
Oh, thank you.
That's the reason there are so many Cubs fans and Braves fans around the country, because they were nationally televised on WGN, on TBS. So that's why when we came here for the Cubs-Phillies series, there are so many Cubs fans, because they were nationally broadcast all throughout the 90s with the Braves as well. So very cool to see that.
All right, Chef. Catch any NBA Finals action?
I don't, dude. I'm baseball and football. I'm locked into baseball. There's way too many games. I got to watch baseball. I'm not worried about basketball and hockey. I apologize.
Hey, NBA Finals, though, we got a Game 7.
I heard.
Will you even watch it on Sunday? Will you give it a shot?
I haven't watched 1 minute of the NBA Finals, I'll be honest with you.
But no, hang on. You got a Game 7 Sunday night.
Yeah.
Let's just say Sunday Night Baseball. Is it the Mets and Phillies?
Yes.
It is? Okay. Well, that's a bad question.
All right, we'll play. We'll pretend it wasn't.
All right, if it wasn't, say it was the Rangers versus the Detroit Tigers. Still a pretty good game there. Would you at least tune in for the fact that it's a Game 7 for NBA Finals?
Honestly,
or die?
No, probably not.
Wow.
Those two teams really don't do anything for me. I just try and stay true, dude. Like, my passion is baseball, and I love football, and I don't really care that much about basketball. So there's just too much baseball to watch for me personally.
It's so true because, look, if you take your head out the game for like if you go on vacation for 3 days and you don't pay attention to anything, you unplug, so much changes in baseball.
Yeah.
From injuries to changes of the pitching staff to, of course, and especially from the fantasy perspective, who's going to be playing multiple games in that next week.
Yep. There's
a lot to chew on when it comes to the world of baseball. Speaking of those Cubs, they're in action. Day game taking on the Mariners there. They're trailing 6-4 currently on the live line right now. Matthew Boyd in there for the Cubs, plus 283 for the Cubbies to come back and win that game. Again, big one tonight. Mets and Phillies, game one. I've been saying 6:45. Shame on me. It's a 7:15 first pitch. 7:15.
Wheels up at 7:15.
7:15 first pitch. Wheels are up. Yes. Money coming in on the Mets right now because Zach Wheeler is now down to minus 199. So here's the deal. The Mets have now lost 6 straight. They're leaking oil officially. But wasn't it 2 weeks ago that could have said the same thing about the Phillies?
Phillies were 1-9 a few weeks ago. Yes, they won 1 out of 10 games.
5 straight losses.
And then they flipped it on their heads and won 8 out of their last 10.
Yeah, 5 straight losses. Ridiculous. So here we are right now. Wheeler on the mound. Going up against Blake Tidwell, who's making his second.
Great football name, by the way.
Blake Tidwell?
Blade Tidwell.
Blade, sorry.
Isn't that a great name?
Yeah, I need my readers.
I need my cheaters.
My readers.
Blade.
Bring me the
Tidwell.
readers.
Great football name. Imagine a linebacker, Blade Tidwell.
So this is his second career start. You want to act like
got crushed against the Cardinals. 9 hits, 6 earned runs, I believe, in 3 2/3 innings.
But you're talking about this spot. You know what type of juice is going to be in that building tonight?
Oh, dude, that's why I'm so excited because the Phillies are catching the Mets at a perfect time. They're down 6. They can't even go home yet. Phillies are hot. They got one of the best pitchers on the planet in Zach Wheeler right now. It's they have the chance to rewrite the story, right? Because the Mets have owned the Phillies recently. The last 15 games, 16 games they faced each other. They just got swept earlier this season, so they have a chance to take the division, rewrite this story, and do it all without Bryce Harper. And there's a lot of players that have been stepping up, Brace, that I'm very proud of, that I've rode with, one being Alec Boehm, who has stepped up over the last 15, over the last 30 games. He has the highest average and the highest OPS on the team in that time period. 15 games and 30 games. Very proud of Alec Boehm and how he stepped up in this lineup without Bryce Harper.
How about this guy walking here with 6 cups he left the field with?
Trying to get a beer snake going.
Those are souvenir cups. He's taking them home. But the only issue is when you roll with those out, you're like, yeah, look at this guy. This guy's had 6 cocktails already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the 2 p.m. big-time soccer match happening at Lincoln Financial Field. Shame on me. Bad job by me for not getting the overlay of the land.
Not a soccer guy?
I am a soccer guy, but I did not pay attention one bit to anything taking place on this Friday. This place is rocking.
Is there anything you're not a fan of? What about hockey? Did you watch any of the hockey?
Oh, man, those Stanley Cup playoffs were great.
Yeah.
The finals were awesome. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Great, man. Great. Hey, keep kicking butt. Let's go. Let's go. He is the head training room guy for the Philadelphia Union. It's been there forever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good dude. Really good dude.
See, big soccer guy.
Yeah, diehard. Diehard. Love the Philadelphia Union. Always will be supporting that team. Was really against them removing the head coach, Jim Curtin, but hey, man, they've been able to keep it going and then some. Like, they're having some really great success right here. Again, it's June. That season goes on forever, so keep it going. But it's been a lot of fun to watch this season, that's for sure. All right, because expectations, man. When you lower those expectations, and then all of a sudden you're playing at that level, it just makes things so much more fun. Versus like I said, they had that coach forever, and they were having the same expectations. Like, they got to compete for a championship, and they just never got there. They ended up getting to the finals and ended up losing a game that they probably should have won. But what are you going to do? It is what it is.
This town doesn't keep around head coaches if you're not producing.
Well, that's true.
Even if you are, even if you win a Super Bowl, could be gone 2 years later.
That's
Hey, yo, Dougie P, shout out, baby.
That's right, man. All right, we're going to keep it moving here. I got the great Sheffield Shuffler hanging out with us for the full hour. We got you till 5 o'clock. Sam Ostry back at the studio. We're talking a little bit of everything. We're in the sports carousel right now. I also want to ask you this. Big storm rolled through yesterday. Did you see it?
I was prepared. I brought in the grill.
Okay.
I brought in the water table, my
All
daughter's water table, the slides, everything, the chairs. Nothing.
Did it?
It was windy for maybe a minute and a half, really windy, and that was it.
We got crushed.
Really?
In Conshohocken and Plymouth Meeting. Like, things are down. People are without power.
Oh, wow.
God bless our own Mark Henry Jr., who is like literally DMing the folks over at Pico going like, if you don't get me my power, I'm going to hunt you down. I'm like, yo, dude, like, it happens. It happens. But I do want to say this. I'm just curious. Am I out of my mind? Like, yeah, we knew that. But as I was driving home last night, that vibe, that storm, it looked different. Like, the clouds underneath. I thought for sure, like, there was going to be a gigantic, and this is no joke. I'm not joking here. I thought for sure, like, a gigantic tornado was coming to suck up all of Conshohocken.
Yeah.
That storm looked different to me. I don't know if I was on something last night that maybe I didn't know I partaked in, but all I know is I was driving home across a bridge, and I'm like, let's get over this bridge, because I thought, like, the wind underneath could pick me up. Yeah, like that. And I'm like, get me off this bridge.
Well, Brace, I don't know if you know, I am a tornado survivor. I survived a tornado. It rolled through our apartment about 4 years ago back in Illinois. Got pictures and everything, car destroyed. 2 weeks before I was supposed to move to Philly, tornado runs right through our apartment building.
it.
We survived. 30 yards away, came right through our apartment building.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. Naperville, Illinois. Me and my wife and my dog hiding in our bathroom. Everything. You felt the apartment complex go.
And did the other places get wrecked?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
torn
dude,
off.
that's
I'll show you
terrible.
pictures after this.
Yeah.
Everything destroyed. Everything was sucked in. You're like, oh, and then a big pop.
That's got to be the scariest thing ever.
It was very scary. I have a little PSC. That's why when we get intense weather,
Yeah.
I do get a little worried. It's a little scary.
I'm telling you, last night it hit me. I was driving in. I'm like, I literally called my wife, and I'm like, whatever you do, just get away from the windows. And then she's like, this is crazy. I'm like, yeah. And then driving around today, trees, power lines, like I've never seen before. We're all down across the region. Again, not the first storm we've ever seen, but it looked different yesterday. Maybe I'm losing my mind, so hit me up.
It was like, remember when Titanic went down after that tornado, everyone came outside. Is anybody out there? Because there's no water.
Yeah.
They got their phones. Who needs water?
No way.
It's very scary.
Oh, my goodness.
Stay safe.
Sheffield Shuffler hanging out with us here. We are live at XFINITY Live, having some fun. Got Mike Powers. It's a power production. Rolling on. We got Phils. We got Mets. Game 1. Getting the party started at 7:15. Zach Wheeler on the mound. I thought, is that an Eli Manning jersey, Chelsea jersey? What is
no,
that?
it's a
What is
Chelsea.
that? What is that? Oh, that's a serious Chelsea jersey. I like that. Has it? He's a good player, though. Awesome stuff. Hey, man, we're going to keep it moving. Other side, plenty to discuss. I'm going to get my father-in-law and my brother-in-law to join us in a little bit as well. They're two diehards. They're down here having some fun. We're getting the party going here live at XFINITY
It's gonna be
Live.
rowdy.
And once again, please, if you are looking for tickets, whether to tonight's game, this weekend's games, Phillies and Mets, a future concert, an Eagles game, make sure you check out TickPick. They're the official fan experience partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. And why TickPick? No hidden fees and the lowest price guaranteed. More Daily Ticket after this.
Caroline Barrega had it all: a loving husband, thriving kids, and meaningful work. Then, her police officer husband's secret infidelity and abuse of his badge were exposed. In season 4 of the Betrayal podcast, she confronts his deception and the police department that overlooked his misconduct.
The kids and I thought we were living this life of love and a family. Never did I think that anything like this was going on behind our backs.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Betrayal, and listen now.
Rocket.com is the new home for all things homeownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Powering possibilities.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
With great deals coming this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Make way for the badding of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the Lord of the Loaves.
Yeah, hi?
Shop great deals this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.
Man, I hate this course, Moose. I always lose so many golf balls.
You're still buying those overpriced balls, Harry?
What other choice do I have? Premium balls aren't cheap.
They are if you get them from buymyballs.com. I told you, that's balls with a Z. Same top brands, way less cash.
Wait, so you're playing premium golf balls and don't care if you lose them?
Nope. I just reload and keep swinging it and dinging it.
All right. First thing after this round, I'm hitting buymyballs.com. Stop overpaying for premium golf balls. Get yours at buymyballs.com. That's balls with a Z.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-743-8080. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
I'm 6ABC Action News meteorologist Brittany Boyer with your latest forecast. We have a pretty quiet Friday evening out there. It's not too muggy either. Temperatures falling to around 69 in Philadelphia. The humidity, though, makes a comeback for the start of the weekend. Saturday is mostly sunny and warmer with a high of 91, and temperatures continue to climb through the weekend with temperatures in the upper 90s by Sunday afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Amazon Prime Day.
If you love deals, you'll love this. Prime Day is lasting 4 days this year. That's 4 days of unbelievable deals in every category you can think of. So you can save big on everything you're into. Shop Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.
Perfect segue, perfect lead in as we were just playing. You can't hear it, but it was Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
I believe you.
So my guy Brandon, who is, I don't know his official title. He's been with the Philadelphia Union forever. He's like the head trainer, training staff guy. He's not like a doctor trainer, but like you need a new kit, your jersey, shorts, spikes, whatever. He's the guy to go to. And it was just great to catch up with him. I haven't seen him forever. So, again, Philadelphia Union kicking butt and taking names. Philadelphia sports on top of the world, baby. Speaking of the world, this flamenco team in the red, Brazil.
Okay.
One of the biggest teams in the world, like top 15 club, I'm told, from Brazil.
Congratulations.
Didn't know.
to them.
And they won. And they won. Look, I love the hair. He's got the red hair and everything. Brazil in the house. Let's go. Now, it's funny because you got fans of soccer all over, the United States that would be cheering for Chelsea, would be cheering for Man City, Manchester United, all of that. I don't know if anybody from Philadelphia is a fan of a team from Brazil.
Unless they are from somewhere else first originally.
Yeah.
I would guess.
But Brazil, I bet you that'd be a fun place to go to.
There's a lot of the young kids, Brace, and I don't know if you would agree or not, but a lot of young kids are fans of players now as opposed to teams. Yeah. LeBron fans, KD fans.
Yeah.
And wherever they go, they are fans. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't know who's the big star on that team. That would be a reason why someone from maybe not that area
I
would.
do love the kicks, though, or the kits, excuse me. I like the color scheme. Very nice. I would just say that, I'm not familiar with anything as far as their franchise, their club is concerned.
Yeah.
But to your point, I would say, like the Messi, the Ronaldos, that like started the trend as far as like kids coming up, caring less about the club, more about the player. One humble opinion. But it's been, look, we're ready for the World Cup next year. Philadelphia does soccer. Look, I've never been anywhere else as far as the United States is concerned.
No.
But Philly does. To a point of like caring about soccer.
Sure.
Like I was down in North Carolina, they didn't care about soccer.
Okay.
Not in those days. Now they do. They're a hotbed. But
I thought you said you didn't leave the United States. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Philadelphia does an awesome job for all things soccer. And I think we should be better a little bit more as far as the union are concerned, supporting them. But whatever.
And golf. And they're bringing the All-Star game here next year.
2026 is going to be
Everybody
lit.
wants to be here, dude.
I just hope we make it. just hope we make it.
We'll see.
Can I bring up something that probably isn't all that positive? So there is a new documentary out that I just watched last night, 2 nights in a row. Took me to get through it, and it's a gut punch. And we'll hit this real quick because we're having fun here. But I do want to put this out there. People need to watch that Ohio State documentary, which I believe it's is it Surviving? I hope it's not the name of it.
It's the football team?
It was the wrestling team. It was more than that.
Okay.
It was more than that, dude. It is insane what took place at Ohio State. Now, you've heard things about this for the past. Surviving Ohio State is the name of it.
Oh, wow.
So we've heard about this doctor and this wrestling team deal. It's been in the headlines for years now, specifically because there is an outspoken Republican congressman, Jim Jordan, that was a badass wrestler, which I didn't know. I didn't know any of this. So I never put stock into this. I just thought it was something in the timeline that people are making a big deal about, but of course it's been investigated, whatever. Dude, this is if not just as bad, it's worse than Penn State.
Really?
Sandusky, Joe Paterno. This is unbelievable because it was a doctor who saw everybody from the fencing team to the football players to the hockey players and like you would think, oh man, how could somebody sexually assault some of these big wrestling dudes that are not? Watch that movie and you'll see how.
Yeah.
And then your heart bleeds. Like it hurts for these guys who are grown-ass men now crying on camera about what took place 20, 25 years ago and how Ohio State now is operating. It is unbelievable.
Sounds familiar to Larry Nasser. You
Correct.
remember
That's brought up
gymnastics.
as well.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's same world. And it like, because that's the reason why those guys came out.
Okay.
Because of what took place with Nasser. And they were like, yo, this is exactly what they went through. Because, again, you get this doctor. Everybody trusts the doctor. He's looking at your daughter.
Position of power.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Blood boiling, bro. You just hope, like, look, man.
Is this settled or is this what's going on with the case?
No, it's still going through. They're appealing it. Supreme Court didn't want to see it.
Oh, wow.
But now it's still taking place in Ohio. They don't want to pay out a certain number. I think the victims of Michigan and Penn State were taken care of over like $1 million each. Ohio State, I think, was offering $250,000. It's a sad scene, man. But you get these big ass grown men that are just like revealing everything and being honest, and like it's insane what they're going through. It's if I could say it both ways, it's a fantastic watch, but a hard watch.
Sure.
Very
well done.
Yeah, very well done. You're right about that. All right, moving on. Also, did you see Titan as far as on Netflix? Are you watching Netflix at all?
No.
You just watch
Honestly,
baseball.
I literally just watch baseball every night. I watch the Phillies, and then after that, all the West Coast games. I'm boring, dude. It's just literally what I do.
All right, well then let's talk a little West Coast rivalry right now.
Yes.
Dodgers
Best
and
in baseball.
Padres.
Yeah, chippy.
Love when the bench is empty. I love when the bullpens run out there for no reason, but it felt like there was a reason last night. Insane to be able to watch that.
This is the kind of stuff, though, that I think helps get people involved. And I'm not advocating for players getting hurt and throwing at people, but in baseball, there's a correct way to get retaliation. And I thought the Padres, up to yesterday, before that, did it the right way when they hit Shohei Ohtani, 94 in the leg below the belt. That's how you get it back. I thought it was done after that. It was like, you got our guy, we got your guy, we're done. It was not done. Padres ended up getting the win. That's the most important thing. But, man, this rivalry is the best in baseball. You got to stay up to watch these games. Even if you don't, your timeline is flooded with the highlights the next day. It helps people. You care about it. We're not from the West Coast, but we care about this. If you love baseball, you love these superstars. Machado, Tatis, Ohtani, Betts. You got all this superstar power fighting. They care. So, yeah, it's just fun to watch. I mean, who doesn't love a good rivalry? There's not too many in sports anymore that mean anything.
No, you're right. And I know that I was trying to build this up the other day saying, like, as far as the best rivalry in baseball. And I think that, nothing like what could eventually top the Yankees and Red Sox, right? Like, even if they're bad, like I guess maybe nobody would care, but it feels like people are always going to put that on a pedestal, and rightfully so. The history and everything that's built up, and it delivers. Even though, like, those games that they just swept the Yankees, they were still pretty good games.
Yeah.
You got Judge out there. Of course, he's a unicorn. But how do you get to that level? Well, of course, you got to have two teams fighting for success, and you got then the Dodgers and Padres. Everybody hates the Dodgers now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to see the Dodgers. Anybody but the Dodgers.
They're the evil empire.
And then you give us some fireworks.
Yeah. Well, and it's been culminating over the last 4 to 5 years. You're relevant. I mean, the NL West is a very good baseball team, or good division. I mean, you got these two teams, even the Giants. Giants just acquired Devers. So that's very exciting. It is the time. It is the history. When you can look back, that's why you would say Mets Phillies now is getting a little bit exciting, because you got these two teams that are playing meaningful baseball. They don't like each other. The location, too. We're close. We're close to New York. We're close to Philly. They're in the same state. They're only 90 miles away from each other, whatever it is. So the location of the teams, there's some fans here, some fans there. So it just takes time, history, and a little blood, sweat, and tears.
Look, we've had plenty of history between these two teams, right? The Mets fans travel well. I don't know if I could say the same. I don't feel like Phillies fans are like dying to go up to Citi Field. Rightfully so. I do understand it's a commitment to get there.
Sure.
It is a kick in the groin to get to Citi Field.
If you tell me public transportation, I'm already out.
Well, no, I wouldn't say no.
I am. I'm out.
Yeah, that's definitely number one. I'm not doing that either. But the thing about New York is once you get into Manhattan, then it takes you another hour and 10 minutes to get through Manhattan to Queens.
Gridlock. Yeah.
It is terrible. Dude, I once went to a Mets game up there. It was a playoff game against the Cardinals, and Corey Lytle crashed his plane into a building and died. I was there that day it happened. Unbelievable. City was shut down.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get to the game. Then it poured, and they canceled the game, and I drove all the way up there for a playoff game with some friends. Ridiculous. Cal Raleigh went yard in the game against the Cubbies.
Best catcher in baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude.
He just passed Johnny Bench on something. I didn't get a chance to look at it. I saw the notification. Passed Johnny Bench on some kind of statistic.
He's got more home runs than Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
He's leading the league in home runs.
Very hard to do that from a catcher as well, who's behind the plate every day, grinding on your legs. It's very taxing and tolling. It takes a toll on your body. So shout out Cal Raleigh. Good for him. Also, great name. Another great
Raleigh?
name. Like a Star Wars name.
Yeah, he's the man right now, crushing it.
Cal Raleigh.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the Mets and Phillies tonight. Once again, minus 199 for Wheeler tonight. I'm looking at Trey Turner.
Yeah?
Trey's my guy tonight.
Trey's been hot.
He's been
Trey's
hot.
hitting 300 on the season.
Not enough said about him. Not enough said about him right now. He's not the number one all-star as far as vote getter. Francisco Lindor, as we understand, it's got the New York appeal, but he's having a better season. Dare I say he's having the best season at shortstop across the league. You got the kid from Oakland that's doing, or from Sacramento,
correct, yeah.
Vegas, whatever you want to say. He's doing well, but other than that, Trey Turner is the best shortstop in baseball.
And he hits for power, too. His OPS has skyrocketed, which has been great to see. And again, Brace, this is all happening without Bryce Harper. These players, Kyle Schwarber, 12th highest OPS in all of baseball. He's just crushing the baseball. Then you get production from Bohm. You're getting it from Turner. So it's really exciting, and he should be on the All-Star team coming up here in July.
All right. Once again, we are live from XFINITY Live. Chef, I am going to get my brother-in-law and my father-in-law up here. Let's go. Let's go. They're calling. They're being summoned up here. These are my boys. This is a Father's Day present tonight, and we are going to the game tonight. Yes. Thank you, Powers. Oh, there. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Nick Onushko right here, please. Greg, come on over in this corner over here, sir. Please. Thank you. Oh, good call. Yeah, you don't want to kick over that. Thank you. Awesome. Pull up a chair, boys. Come on in. Greg, get over here. What's this guy doing? What's he doing? All right, we're live on the air. We are? Yeah, we're live on the air. Pull up a microphone. You can put on the headset.
We're live on the air.
Yes, we're live on the air. You're now making your gambler debut, Nick Onushko, also known as the Ram King, also North Penn Customs, right? North Penn Customs?
North Penn Custom Tees.
Custom Tees. I actually met a young lady who was a teacher at North Penn. You did T-shirts for them. And I met him last week. North Penn High School had a situation. The baseball team.
Wow. Yeah, I got two former players as employees, so It was a rough week.
The balk heard round the world.
I can't think of a worse way to end a game.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Also joining us right here, making his gambler, not debut, because he's been on the air with us before, a post-game show way back in the day. I think you called the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. They didn't win that year, but you said the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl. Greg Onushko. Greg, how you doing, sir?
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. We're having a wonderful day here. Fantastic day down at the ballpark. Sean, you're a great host, and I want to thank you for kicking off your guest that was scheduled, Jason Kelsey, and letting me take his place. Thank you very much.
All right, Greg, and of course, as we were having some fun here, getting the party going all day today for Game 1, Mets and Phillies, big series, both teams tied at first place. But Greg, this is a Father's Day treat, courtesy of your two boys here, and I am happy to be a part of this party tonight at Citizens Bank Park. Looking forward to tonight's game, sir.
Yeah, this is awesome. Having a great time here. A great Father's Day gift from my kids here.
I got to Venmo you still. I owe you.
Awesome time.
You ready to go?
Was there a question in there?
No, there was no question. Tell me your thoughts about the Phillies so far this season. How we feeling?
Well, it's the way baseball goes. It's up and down. They came through a rough patch. That's going to happen. If you remember, not so long ago, we had a football team that went through a rough patch and never recovered. So that's the way the sport is. They got great guys in the locker room. And, they're going to come through this in flying colors. Looking forward to the October baseball to come.
Hey, now. Nick, how we feeling about this team right now?
I feel really good about this team. I think we're going to win the World Series.
That's it. Simple.
I mean, you look around this city and,
we're due.
The vibes are just immaculate, and I think we're going to do it. I think we're finally going to do it.
I thought we were going to do it last year, though. Not going to lie to you.
Hey, we're back.
I thought
we're going to make another run. We'll be good. We got a little stronger pitching and a little more experience in the playoffs, and I I think our coach learned a lot, and I think he's ready to move forward and get us a championship, bring it home.
All right, Greg, I got two before we get out of here. Once again, we're almost done here. We got 5 more minutes. Of course, the big story from the week was Nick Castellanos getting benched due to the fact that he said something to Rob Thompson that he didn't like. Quote, he crossed the line. But here's the catch. Normally, we wouldn't care if you get benched for a game in June. Who cares? But Nick Castellanos had a starting game streak come to an end because of the coach saying, you know what, I'm not going to play you due to the fact that you crossed the line. Your thoughts on that situation? Did Rob Thompson do what was right? Do you feel like, hey, man, he had a streak going? You gotta ride with the players on that. Your thoughts?
How many games away was he from Cal Ripken's record?
Oh, he was a lot from Cal, but he was only about 100 away from who had the number one? He passed Jimmy. Oh, Schmidt. I think Schmidt had the all-time record, if I'm not mistaken.
Topper knows when to bench somebody.
What's that?
Topper knows when to bench somebody.
Hey, look, streaks and records really don't matter to me. If you're an athlete and you're competing, I don't think that matters to Topper, and I don't think it matters to Casti. What does bother me is I don't think Casti was a great fielder when he came here.
Yes.
I think he worked his tail off to be a better fielder.
Okay.
I think he's proved it out in the field, and not to reward him at this time and leave him in some of those tight situations. It sends a message not to work that hard, and I that's one thing that bothers me.
You know, Casti's an interesting player because, like, I'm a fan, but he hasn't lived up to the contract. He had one good season that pretty much was an outlier. The pop isn't there. I like him. I like his personality, and I think he has a role in this team, right? 162, clubhouse full of personalities. I like Casti, but, man, I need a little bit more from him. I do, and especially if you're going to be playing every inning, every game, I need a little bit more from you at the bat.
Let's get it tonight.
All right.
Hey, he brings his son to the games and gives him good seats. I mean, come on, he can't be that bad.
He's a man of many words over here. How's the T-shirt business? What's going on? Plug the company, please.
We are the best custom T-shirt business to deal with. It's not even close.
What's your website?
You get NorthPennCustomTees.com.
Thank you.
You get a direct line to me, and I deal with all our customers personally. And we're going to give you an experience that's better than anybody else.
Do you know what the number one T-shirt is out there?
We did T-shirts for beef.
I know you did. He did the Beef Up Front tailgate T-shirts that took place over there in the K-Lot. But do you know what the number one T-shirt out there? I see this T-shirt everywhere.
What do you got?
Jake's Bar in Westchester.
Shane Gillis was rocking a Jake's Bar T-shirt a couple weeks ago.
Do you want to do the Valley Forge Tires T-shirt?
That'd be a dream come true. If anybody out there knows Shane Gillis, send him my way.
You know, because I looked at Netflix. I was going to buy one because they're selling one. But I'm like, I mean, come on. Can't we? Like, Shane wouldn't care if we did some bootlegs out of North Penn Customs. I don't think he would. He wants to support the little guy.
I don't think he'd mind. I'll make the screens tomorrow.
All right. He's not so much little anymore. This isn't happening in your garage anymore.
Hey, the guy's amazing. We had an hour ride to get here from Lansdale. While I was in the car with him, he was driving. He sold 3,000 beanies, 300 T-shirts, and I think a couple pairs of socks to somebody. He'll sell anything.
All right. Happy Father's Day, Greg. Looking forward to tonight's game.
Thank you, Sean.
Final score prediction.
Wheeler on the mound. They got a minor league guy out there. I don't could be ugly tonight. Maybe 8-0 Phils.
All right.
You're looking for a prediction here?
Yeah.
7-2 Phils.
Trey Turner goes yard. I like where he's at. I think it's like 9-3 tonight. Final score. Let's go.
We're going to have a great view of it.
All right. We're going to have some fun here. We're going to be hanging out at XFINITY Live. Sam, great job behind the scenes. Once again, Mike Powers, a Powers production. Fantastic job across the board by everybody here at XFINITY Live. Thank you to J. Roy and company for having us again, man. Jeff Moore helping us out as well, getting us here at this great location. Football season is around the corner. This is your destination right here. And make sure you check out our friends over at Green Legion Tailgates for everything home and away, Philadelphia Eagles. Now, with that being said, thank you to our sponsors, TickPick. Folks, TickPick is the official fan experience partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. No hidden fees and the lowest price guaranteed. Don't get benched. Grab your seats now at TickPick.com before the best games sell out. Wear SPF. Looking for sun protection that actually works and feels great. Wear SPF by PGA Pro Justin Thomas. He has you covered on and off the course. wearspf.com. Our friends at Gerhardts, GerhardsAppliances.com. Thank you very much. Was just opening up the showroom in Phoenixville. We'll be back for the one in King of Prussia in September. And then finally, our friends over at Hank's Root Beer. Yeah, you know that's the classic, but now Hank's has zero sodas. Check them out. New with zero sugar and zero artificial ingredients. HanksBeverages.com. Sam, you're the best. Coming up next on the clock with Sam Ostry and Jack Forrest, talking all things NBA draft and Football is King with Ryan Beef Coyle and Nick McClay. I will talk to you on Monday. Go Phillies. Enjoy the games. Good luck on those plays. On the Clock is next.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic from Philadelphia.
Thank you, buddy.
We've got a FIFA World Cup soccer game going on at the link. Because of that, the 95 north and southbound off-ramps to Broad are blocked for traffic control in north of 95. There from the airport to Broad Street. Southbound Jan Cotton to the Betsy Ross, and then crawling Penn's Landing past Broad Street. The right lane's blocked as well, southbound. Eastbound Schuylkill Heavy Blue Route to Belmont and Boulevard to South. Westbound Jan University to Jawarden Boulevard to Belmont. While women packed into New Jersey down to 42 south at Creek Road. Lara Totella, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is the new home for all things home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started, all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
You see what I see, love?
Her grandson splashing his mom with a cannonball?
You. Having heart failure is hard enough, but now you're having trouble opening the sunscreen. Carpal tunnel acting up again?
Yep, and there are my stomach issues and how tired I am. I could use a nap.
Let's take a dip, and then we're calling your cardiologist.